All right. So, what's up, Max Nation? So, I'm here with the amazing, fantastic, phenomenal, exciting. I just said all this up so I could put a smile on her face. Delores from the Max Challenge Bayone, who has given up some of her time to sit with me today, virtually, one on one, to kind of go over her experience with the Max Challenge Bayone and the virtual classes. Delores, thank you so much for participating with little Q&A with us right now and the entire Max Nation. You got thousands, if not millions of people watching on there. And again, I'm just doing this to get Dolores smiling a little bit. I'm a firm believer, if I can make somebody smile for one time during the day, my mission is accomplished. So thank you again for joining us.
Sure, not a problem. Hi, Max family.
So Dolores, just want to get to know you a little bit more, let the people get to know you a little bit. Um, how long were you with the Max Challenge? And tell us a little bit of your background experience so far.
Sure, sure. So I actually joined the Max. It's going to be a year on April 1st this year. So I'm almost at my 1 year Max anniversary. So I joined the Max last year after I saw one of our instructors, Sean Gallagher, at the Max of Bayonne, after I saw his picture and his wife Laura's picture on Facebook. And I'd never been to a gym before and I've never worked out before. And I said, you know what? Like, this program looks like it really does work and I'm going to try it. And I was amazed that I 10 was just an essence. So, I mean, ask Susan and everybody else at the Max of Bayonne, it's like I practically live there and sleep there. So
That's fantastic. So almost at your 1 year mark, shout out to you. We got to get Susan, if you're watching this, we got to get her the shirt. We got to get her the shirt soon. Okay. So that Max anniversary shirt. And shout out to Sean and everybody else that's really helped with your incredible transformation inside and out. So now obviously no new news to anybody. We made such a change in society and our culture right now of everything that's going on around us. So first and foremost, before we started recording, I was asking you a little bit about how you're doing all together, and I'm glad you and your family are doing great. So tell me about life now. How's the adjustment from not being in the center to now taking virtual classes?
it was a little hard at first. I like I was saying before, I have a routine. I go to work, I come home, change it, and now it's a little different. Getting home earlier, because there's nobody on the roads but me. And I come home and I can't go to the gym because unfortunately, because of these circumstances that we're going through right now. But I'm still sticking to my schedule, and my time, my normal class times would be that way, to kind of keep some sort of regimen, and keep myself sticking to that schedule. That way I don't fall off the wagon and kind of lose that happiness that I had when I'm at the Max at the center. So I mean, the virtual classes have been great. It's a little different, working out next to a washing machine in my basement, than being at the center with my friends and family at the Max of Bayonne here. But I mean, it's been great, and taking Sabrina's classes have been great, and I've really enjoyed it so far.
That's fantastic. And shout out to Captain Awesome, aka Sabrina, for those fantastic videos out there that's supporting the Max Nation, and Dolores and everybody else out there that are really finding a lot of value behind it. Um, so Dolores, there are a lot of people out there that, probably are really feeling, you know, a shift in their attitude and their behaviors as far as and getting pulled away from a sense of normalcy on there. So are you doing anything differently now to kind of make sure you continue on with your regimen and to help you with your fitness journeys, to help you hit your goals?
Yes. So I mean, so my work has actually just shifted to a skeleton crew schedule. So luckily for me, I'm at work this week and I can kind of keep up with that normalcy. And sometimes I find that I actually do better sticking with the nutrition when I'm not at home, when I'm at work, because you don't have access to the fridge, and you just eat what you bring with you. And I envision that it's going to be a little bit more difficult for me next week since I'm going to be home. But I already, have a schedule and I have a plan, and, I'm going to stick to the nutrition and just try to keep that normalcy. I think because, it's hard when, you're working from home and you're trying to do what you would normally do at your office. But it's hard because, you have the TV and you have access to, the fridge and everything else. So, I mean, I think it's just important to, just kind of keep that strength, that you've been having, especially the past 10 weeks or however long you've been a member of the Max, and just, kind of revert back to why you joined the program in the first place, and try not to let this, unfortunate thing that's going on right now, try not to let that deter it. Because, at the end of the day, it's going to be hard, especially since so many people are home and, they're going to want to, snack and not exercise and things like that. And, it's important to remember that end game, that end goal on why you started the program in the first place.
What's keeping you grounded right now to kind of help you stay mentally engaged, throughout this process right now of, really continue on with your fitness journey and making sure that you are following through on taking the virtual classes? What's holding you ground right now?
I mean, for me, I know everybody at the Max is going to yell at me because they say that I weigh myself too much. But for me, I want to lose 5 more pounds to get to my goal. So that's really, pushing me, and that's really, the driving force. But I mean, before I joined the Max, I never would have thought that I would have been somebody that actually enjoyed exercising and enjoyed physical activity. My family can tell you that, I'm probably one of the laziest people ever. And I just didn't like to move. But, for me, I get such enjoyment out of it now. And, it's just something to kind of, I work a very stressful job during the day. So for me, it's just an outlet to kind of just come home and just do something that I find enjoyment in, and really enjoy, and just do something for myself, because I think that's important.
What would have happened if you didn't have the virtual classes as an option right now? What would you be at mentally or emotionally at this point?
I would probably, I don't know if homesick. I mean, I'd probably miss the Max. I'd be really homesick for it. I don't know necessarily if I would, I have a treadmill down in my basement, but, I've always hated it. And I felt like it was just torture, and just staring at the wall and just being down there by myself is just not something that I enjoy. So I can guarantee you that I probably wouldn't have done that. I like to tell myself that I probably would try to exercise, but knowing myself, I would want to, but I probably wouldn't. So, I mean, just knowing that I have the option of doing the classes, and, Susan from the Max of Bayone sent us, a Google Sheets thing with the accountability chart.
Yeah.
Just knowing that I can put the little check mark there, and just knowing that, I did it, and I'm going to, just try to do it every day. And, that's something that's, pushing me to do it. And the virtual classes have been great. Cause I can get, even though I like to tell myself that I probably would work out without them, I know for a fact I wouldn't. So.
And listen, I applaud you. That's a fantastic response. I think you said 2 really powerful things on there when you mentioned the treadmill. There are millions of people everywhere right now that probably have some type of equipment at home that's collecting dust, and they find the apps, when they look at it, all they keep thinking about is like, this is boring, I'm not going to enjoy this,
Right.
this is something that I really am not looking forward to right now altogether. So for you to express that same feeling, like, you have accessibility to it, but it's just not quite the same as a 45-minute class.
Right. And, I really like the classes because, they're fun. And, I go there and I exercise, and, I'm there to, to exercise and, become, better mentally and physically. But, it's about just being in the environment with the people, and on the treadmill, you just don't get that. I mean, even with the virtual videos, the way that the Max has set them up, and, they're giving us the virtual high fives, and I find myself clapping and stuff, even though like I must sound like a dork because I'm all by myself in the basement. I'm high-fiving myself. I'm woohooing, it's
Yeah,
just the environment that's just so contagious. And, you don't really get that from a treadmill or just working out by yourself, at least in my experience.
that's great. And the second most powerful thing, and for the people out there watching this, you mentioned the accountability chart, the little check mark at that point. It may seem so, I guess, remedial at this point, you would say, but um, it is probably one of the most powerful tools that we have because it's such an accountability tool to help you
Right.
stay focused and the power that check mark holds over you. If you don't check it off, it doesn't exist, right?
Exactly.
So I'm glad that Susan and other owners out there are leveraging, that tool on there because, at the end of the class, you have the reward, the satisfaction, and the accomplishment of checking off that box, knowing that for 45 minutes, you were dedicated to yourself. Now,
Mhm.
for several people out there right now that, have that treadmill in the basement or for people who, right now are going through this time of uncertainty in the world and trying to find just one constant saving grace of comfortability in their life, what's your recommendation for those people that are really still thinking about whether they want to take a virtual class with the Max Challenge? What would be your advice for them?
I would definitely recommend it. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I was a little hesitant at first, because I didn't know if it would be like the same type of environment that, we're so used to with the live classes. But, I've really enjoyed them so far. After we're done with this, I'm going to do my leg day one today. So I haven't done today's workout yet, but I'm going to do it. But it's just been great. I mean, it's a good option, and it's a good opportunity to make sure that the members are still holding themselves accountable, and they are still getting their workout in. And I'm just really grateful that we have this as an option, because it's a lifestyle change. And I to not have the program for 2 weeks or who knows how long this is going to last. I mean, I think it would be, at least for me, it would be torture. I mean, mentally devastating. So
Well, you know, the most important thing about why we did the online classes, just to kind of give you a peek behind the curtain, is because of you and the thousands of members that we know need this more now than ever. In a world right now that everything is constantly changing, there is a lot of noise around us, and it's so easy to really get into a negative mindset about certain things, and you're constantly shifting and moving and doing all these crazy things in your life right now. If we're able to just provide 45 minutes or a little bit more to just giving you something that we know is going to provide entertainment, joy, health and wellness all at the same time, then this interview, this conversation that I having makes it all worthwhile.
right.
And I totally appreciate the fact that you're able to share a lot of your wonderful information. It's truly an inspiration for myself and other people watching this. And you should feel fantastic at the fact that you are continuing your journey almost 1 year into it. And I
Hmm.
am excited when your 1 year anniversary comes up. Susan, I got to come up. I need an invitation, by the way. I want to give Delores her shirt. Okay.
You're
So
welcome. Time.
anytime. I know Bayone. I call it Bay1. It's my old stopping grounds in there. Bay1, because it's number one in Bayonne.
Exactly.
So, Dolores, I'm gonna wrap this up by saying thank you. I'm gonna give you an air high five. All right. And I don't want to make you late for class because you got to put that checkbox in there. If you need anything, obviously Susan has my contact information. If you need anything from me, please let me know. Other than that, I'm gonna tell you just take it to the max and have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.